Okay, what we're doing today, it's a first cooking video. No one gives a crap, but it is. But I know how to cook some things. My dad's taught me, so I know how to do certain things. And what I'm making today is breakfast chops, or breakfast pork chops. I mean, on here it says pork. It's a pork tenderloin, but thin sliced chops. So pork chops, breakfast pork chops, and they're July 2nd. No one gives a crap, but it was for around $5. So there is completely 8 in this package. And I've already got one. There's 7 right in here right now because I got one in the preps session right now. But what you will need is pork chops, which are these. Duh. And you will need a pan, which is already heating up because it takes a little while for this to heat up. And it's already steaming. You probably can't see that, I don't know. But it's already steaming. The steam is already coming off the pan. We got an old electric stove. It's like 20 something years old. What you will need for that is the pork chops, the pan. If you have a little thing, something to do with the handle, you can use like this, or you can use a rag or something to put over the handle. That way it doesn't do anything to you. From the lodge. These are all pretty much from the lodge. Something to put your thing on, put a plate on or something, a pan, but we really don't need this. Spoons and stuff. These for the plates for whenever I get done. You will need some plates if you're needing to cook pork chops. And here's the prep area. Here's what one whole size chop looks like my hand. That's how big it is. It's about as big as my hand. And then we need a pork chop, some butter, apparently already been used, not so much butter. You will need one of these spatula to flip pork steak, and you will need, well, some seasoning. You don't necessarily have to have this particular type of seasoning. You can have any type you think your pork chop is actually good with. But right now what we have here is something called Nick's. It's Nick's special seasoning. No idea where it's actually from, but I'm gonna guess Granite City. That's pretty much where we're from. So Nick's special seasoning. So it comes from Granite City. Nick's special seasoning there. So you got that. I'll show you how to prep this crap. We don't use the butter till later on. It's something to do with the pan here. So stick that over there, wherever the crap you feel you need to have that in. What you need to prep it. If you don't like feeling meat or whatever, don't do it. Or don't be doing this. But if you don't mind feeling meat and putting stuff on the meat, make sure you wash your hands before, and I already did that. So what you need to do here is take some Nick's. This ain't like the freaking breadcrumb sandwich video. That one's stupid. This is better. Dang it. Yeah, here we go. You take some Nick's or your special seasoning, and wrong way. You simply shake some on there, not a lot. And that was maybe a little bit too much, but you spread it around. You just spread all this seasoning around here, just like that. Just spread it. Okay, see, and your pork chop is done. If you want to do it on the other side too, that's fine. But actually, I might do a little bit on the side, other side, real quick. Show you. You do the same with the other side. You flip it over like that. You open up your seasoning again. Shake some on there. And you rub it around. Right? Your prep is now done. That was quick. So that's what you do. Now we're gonna move on to the pan. What you need to do for pan prep. Alright, let me use this real quick. Okay, this is like perfect. What you need to do for pan prep, you need the butter. So you open up your butter. That. You can either roll it on here like this, roll it on here like that while it's in there like that, or you can get a knife and cut it about, say, right here. Cut it about to there. You drop it in. See? Now the butter's melting. I like to stir it around there like that. It gets all the way around in there. Perfect. Wait for the butter to stop melting. As soon as it is melted all the way, like that little square right there, like it is right now, then you can put your pork chop on there. Put your choppage. Now you want to be very careful because this butter can fly up and hit your hand. So you just do it like real quick like this. Like that. Now you wait for about 2-3 minutes. Like that. Pop. Hot. Say, give it 2 minutes and see how it is in 2 minutes. This part is probably going to be cut out in the YouTube thing somehow. I did it with one video before. Alright, got about 6 seconds, and we will flip this thing. That means it's done. You turn it off, and now you gotta flip it. Take this, take that, do this, and you flip it real quick like this. Wow. Yeah, 2 minutes is perfect for that. 2 minutes. You want to do this, you can just press it down a little. Give it 2 more minutes. Okay. 2 more minutes and this chop will be done. So we got about 10 more seconds here. Time to flip. Well, time to flip it and then bring it over to a plate. So now, since the timer's off, we got our plate. Move the chops over, and we take the spatula. We take it, do this, and then I like to flip it and make sure the other side's fine. So I do this. Oh, yes. It's just perfect. Well, once it cools off, I'm telling my brother to try it just to make sure. I'll even try it. Tell you it's not food poisoning. It's not. And you do the same for the rest of them. Now you can either put. This is pretty much like a mix. It's like the Nix here. It's a mix of salt and pepper and some other crap. So it might have been a little bit too much depending on what it was. But just to make sure, I will tell my brother. Ask him to try it. So we'll give him this knife. Go ahead and cut something up real quick. A fork. As you can see, we're remodeling our kitchen. Yeah. It's no gives a crap. Okay. Okay. Let me show you how to cut crap. Take this, you take your fork, because everyone should know this by now, but just in case, you take your fork, you slide it down in there, take your knife, do this, use your fork as a leverage. What I mean by that is like something to hold against, and you press down, and you cut. You do the same over here. See? Just keep doing that. I know I did that wrong. Okay, I'm gonna tell my brother to try this. I might try it right now. It's probably still too hot. I'll go ahead and try it right now. Oh, here's my brother right now. I'm just doing it so they know it's not food poisoning. Not that they give a crap. Watch. Hey. Oh. Hey. Fork. These are perfect. That was actually perfect. I didn't put too much Nix on that at all. That was perfect.
Normally you do put too much Nix on stuff.
Yeah. Shouldn't be too hot. My lord, man. I only blew it on once. Oh look, you're getting more of it. You can have that if you want. I don't care. So you make the rest of them like that. Actually made something my brother liked. But you
and that one day I liked your spinach. That was only because I was extremely hungry.
Yeah. He ate all my dinner. I made me a can of spinach and he ate all of it. But that you make the rest of your pork chops like that, and then they all turn out like that. Done with this.